guys, how is everybody? This stuff is doing my head in. I really am over it. All this crap going on in the background. So we'll just go with the title to begin with. And Donnie, hi Josie. Donald, in his video, in a phone call to Mary, when he said he never wants to see Utah ever again, never wants to go back to that place. I'm sorry, Donald. Hi, Pippi. Hi, Truth Sleuth. Guys, I'm really, really agitated. Like, seriously agitated right now. This guy never wants to go back to Utah, ever. But he can't shut his mouth for 5 bloody minutes and just leave things be. It's just blowing my mind. Did you all like the photos on the thumbnail? That's the only part of Utah Donnie will have to worry about seeing, I think. And they've got a lovely new prison, a state prison in Utah. Did you all see that? It looks amazing. It's all modern and spiffy. But yeah, I do think he will be going back to Utah at some point. Hi, Patty. Thanks. It was a spur of a moment thing. I just wanted to come in and thank everyone that come in for our chat with Liz yesterday. I learnt so much. I thought she was amazing. And she's going to come back on. Hi, Priscilla, and have another chat with us about this topic as well. She's going to do a video of her own, but she said she'll come back and explain how things will work when they actually go collect Donald for interview and all that sort of stuff. So that'll be super interesting, I think, and how that process all works, because obviously he's going to try and throw the narrative that he was just a kid and he didn't know no better. But we all know that absolutely he knew better. Like, he was 11 or 12 the first time he interacted with Jeannie. So I'm sorry, but an 11 or 12-year-old still knows right from wrong. And I don't care whether it's a generational thing. And sorry for I should have given everyone a trigger warning. But this guy is too much. And like, the best thing that can happen for Donald right now, in my opinion, as I've said before, I'm not an investigator. I'm a nobody. I'm just a mum and a nan who's followed this from day dot. And each day I get more and more aggravated. It's just beyond words. So did you all see that he's back with Cher? Cher's back in his daily pocket. I just don't understand why. I cannot get my head around the fact that Cher is flip-flopping as much as he is. Like, is this insane or what? Or is it just me not understanding? Because I just don't understand. Like, I hadn't heard of, I've heard of the drama channel Natasha's Recliner or whatever it is, but I didn't realise she had a true crime panel. She had a show that she had Cher and Jay for Justice and a couple of other ladies up there, and sorry to them, but I can't remember their names. And Cher's up there on their panel, and she is throwing Don under the bus for everything that she found in all her interactions with Don that were conflicting and were, that could be incriminating to him. And then turns around 2 days later, and she's flip-flopped again, and now they're daily buddies again. And I just don't understand that in any way, shape or form. I go with my gut, and if you can change your character and your beliefs and your thoughts just for views, you're a very, very sad person. Like, you can't be on one side of the fence and then jump over 2 times in 1 week. I think she fully well knew exactly what they were going to do with that prank last week, and she didn't want it to look like she had anything to do with it. Okay. So she's backed away for that couple of days, but then Benny snapped him up yesterday and had him on a live phone call. So Cher's like, well, I'm not going to let anyone else take over my situation. So she's saying that Donald contacted her. Like, this is just beyond bullshit, guys. It's not okay. How about you, me and Liz work together on this? I would love that. Like, if anyone has any ideas, anything that can make this better other than me coming up here and having a big sook and whinge, and that's not, like, this is why I worry about coming on every day, because I don't want you to see the thumbnail come up and say, oh God, she's going to be on there just whinging again today and not making sense. And I can't investigate like these other new channels do that are local, because I'm not local and I don't understand a lot of stuff, but I still love to come on here and chat with you guys about the way things are going and looking. Hi, Miss Justice. Hang on. Let's go back up. The way he speaks, and I know this is about summer, guys. I absolutely 100 know the focus is summer, and I get all that. And that's the point I'm trying to make, that with all this smoke and mirrors and daily drama, it's taking away from summer. And if that's what Cher wants, like she says in one breath, this is about summer. The only time I've really heard that woman talk about summer is when she dropped Don the other day like a bag of bricks. Then she was pleading for summer. But their focus has never been summer. Their focus has been Donald. And that's why I get so upset and so cranky, because it's just not okay. Hi, Red. Thanks for coming in, guys. My voice is a bit shaky because I'm just annoyed, and I am going to play you. I haven't got prior permission off Tiffany, and I hope she doesn't get cranky. Did you guys see Trish on her channel just a while ago? I think she has. I wasn't going to do the camera thing, but I'm happy to do it. You guys know what I look like now. Oh, it's just not okay. Hi. You did say it, Priscilla. So in my About page, Priscilla, we have I have my email address. So if anyone has any ideas or anything they think we can talk about and make these lives better, I'm all for it. Like I want this to be what you guys want to do and things like that. If you have live suggestions that we can go over, sort of like a live Discord, that would be awesome, I think. The Donda Circus, well said, Red. It's, he was on there. I watched like 3 minutes yesterday of him on the phone with Benny, and all I heard was Jeannie's this and Jeannie's that, and I just can't do it. I had to turn it off because it just made me so angry. And he wonders why. Miss Justice, the shares may have broken up with Dee, but they are all back together now. They sure are. Shares back in her little... And she was sort of sounding a couple of times, I heard her, like she was really missing him. Like she said, oh, he hasn't got me to talk to all day now. And oh my God. Sorry. I get aggravated and then I lose my voice. I've got to have a drink. And I made sure the lid was open today so it didn't sound like champagne. I just started a channel too. Oh, sorry, guys. I've got a frog in my throat. People are sneaky and they are liars. I totally agree. We have to be careful. No, there is nothing wrong with some good bubbly, just not at 12:28 in the day. I know, Red, you've said that a few times. You believe she's alive. I'm just going to get a cough while, guys, because this isn't going to go away. It won't be a minute. Nothing wrong, no. I know, that's one thing I've learned since I've been on here is to be very, very careful. Some of the stuff that goes on, guys, between these creators blows my mind. So, now the eye's going to start watering. Are you serious? With the Oren and Awesome West case, that's why I have so much respect for Doug from No Thanks now, because I watched that guy go from, and I know I say this all the time, but I've never seen someone turn full circle like I did with Doug when he was, and I'm not joking you, he would be out there in that desert 12 hours a day and he'd be droning in and out of everywhere around these ponds and lakes. And then, well, we all know how emotional we are right now with Summer's case. And it was no different with Oren and Orson and any other case, but all these creators started going for each other. But what all the creators didn't know is that Benny Skis was playing games in the background, and that's the piece of cancer that ripped all these alliances apart. And it was so sad because there was none of that. It was all about the boys until Skeezy got involved. And he's just trouble on a stick. Anyway, Doug took him under his wing, and Skeezy ended up doing the wrong thing to Doug. But Doug has owned where he went wrong and reached out to everyone that was involved, and he's come a long way. And I take my hat off to him because he has done that. Okay, surviving the storms. Cher has attacked Frankie Jr. on her channel. Many times she attacks victims all the time. She set up a prisoner too. The prisoner got so much trouble in prison. I just don't get it. Like, to do what she's doing in such a public place, you can't say one day, stop picking on Don. You know, Don's not everything all you haters are making him out to be. And he never did the essay, whatever. And then 2 days later, oh, he did this, he did that. Like, he's a bad guy. Candace is this and that. Like, you can't do that. And then 2 days later, again, you're back on the Don wagon. She is an instigator. Oh, my God. Hi, Renee. Yeah, it is. Anyway, I'm going to play G, Trish. This is so sweet, guys. And this is the sort of integrity. And this is the way you would expect a father and mother of a missing 5-year-old. That, you know, I think all people want to see from Don is a bit of respect and genuine concern for the whereabouts and safety of his daughter, but it's just not coming. You know, Miss Justice, yeah, it's, but this is Jeannie's daughter Trish talking with Tiffany Marie just a while ago, about an hour ago. And I totally get where she's coming from, and I respect Jeannie and Trish and Mary and the other victims. And yeah, we just have to listen to it because it's from a young lady speaking for herself and on behalf of her mum. I think she's a great daughter, and she's very, very wise for her age. So here we go.
On private and put it on public after the live recording, and we're gonna unprivate it and put it on public after it's over. Trish has a quick message for Cher and everybody, basically.
This bit I didn't really agree with, but anyway.
And speak on some things. I'm going to give her the platform to do that.
Yeah. That bit I was like, what?
Say, if you would please be so kind to consider donating to the Summer Wells Reward Fund, organized by Captain Tim Coop of the Churchill Rescue Squad. Please do so by mailing a check or money order to this bank. 210 East Main Street, Rogersville, Tennessee. Okay, so Trish, how you doing, hon?
Sorry, you cut out.
Are you ready? You want to speak your message?
Yes,
Okay.
I am ready.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I kind of wrote it down just because I wanted it to, be very clear on how we feel and things like that. So I'm going to be kind of reading it just off of what I wrote. And I want everyone to know this is regarding just how me and my mom feel only. I spoke to my mom before writing it, and this is just how we feel. We completely support my Aunt Mary, and we talk to her all the time. But this is personally just how her and I feel, not Chris, not Tiffany, not anyone else, just us and our personal feelings toward all of this. And I did mostly want to reach out to Cher because I know that she had commented on her own live that I was watching, and it's mostly and honestly for Donnie as well, because well, you'll see when I read it. But anyways, and I wanted to say thank you to Cher I completely understand that that you have your own feelings toward everything and all of that, but I appreciate the way that you aren't trying to judge us, but have your own
Ali,
voice, and
I
that's
think
completely
Miss
fine. And
Justice.
I wanted to say thank you for that, because I feel like you are kind of handling it with, some grace and stuff. So I appreciate that. But anyway, so first of all, I want to also make it very clear that Chris McDonough did not coerce either of us to come forward in any way. We chose to speak out, me and my mom. We spoke out before we even ever met Chris. We didn't talk about anything or speak out to anyone prior to finding out that Summer was missing. We've spent hours and hours on the phone with Chris. He has helped me and my mom so much through all of this. He never, ever shares a single thing without our complete permission. He is not exploiting us in any way. He doesn't even know I'm on here doing this. But we shared publicly not to take the spotlight off of Summer, but to bring light to the situation. I'm aware, and my mom's aware, that people think that we didn't know Summer existed prior to her disappearance, but we didn't. We truly didn't, you guys. If we did, it would be a totally different situation. The day we found out that Summer was missing, we both called the TBI that very day that we found out, and we told them everything. When we called, they didn't take down numbers. They didn't ask questions, nothing. They just seemed like they weren't even taking it seriously. And I don't know if that's because they were getting so much or what, but that's fine. So because of that, we chose to share publicly to help Summer and to hopefully get it to the police and alert them to the possibility of the things that could have happened to her. We never, ever, ever knew it would turn into what it has. My mom is literally the shyest person I have ever met in my life. Doesn't hardly talk. She's very quiet. She hates the spotlight. She doesn't stick out at all. She's always been kind of in the corner. She hates all of the attention, especially the negative attention that comes from this. And we have actually only given a couple of people permission to share our stories. All of the other stories that have been shared and shared and shared have been done so without our permission, and we never expected anything to go like this. Neither of us, we're on Facebook, that's it. We didn't know it was going to blow up in the way that it did. The people on social media are the only reason that it keeps getting reposted, and Donnie seems to think that we continue to repost and talk about it. My mom doesn't even have a Facebook. She's done one interview, that's it. I did one interview with Tiffany. I went on her channel because she was doing a panel on the July 2nd, and I went on there that day because people were asking questions regarding my mom, and I wanted to clear that up. Other than that, she's done the one thing with Chris, and I was on there with her supporting her. Other than that, we have done nothing. We haven't added any additional anythings. And then let's see. So if you do want to know what her and I have actually said, you need to go back and watch those original videos, only those ones, because that is how we feel. That's the only way we feel. And we still, even after everything that's blown up and it's like all gotten so crazy, we still feel like we did the right thing because it finally made it to the police and it's made an impact. And the fact that others keep sharing it and Don keeps it going is not something we wanted at all. I have personally told him, I talked to him on the phone, and I personally have told him that if he has an issue, he can contact me, stop going on Facebook, stop going on YouTube, and call me on the phone or email me. And like I said, I talked to him the other day. I thought we had actually a really decent conversation. It's the most decent conversation I've had with him in probably 20 years. And I was kind of surprised by it. And he had said he was going to stay off social media. And I had asked him politely, just please, like, I didn't say the things that are being said. Those are getting put out here without our permission. And he said, yeah, I totally trust you. I totally get it because that's happening to me too. And he said, I'm going to stay off social media. And I said, all right, I think that's a good idea. And then within 2 days, he is back on YouTube talking again and again about me. And I honestly don't understand because I just don't understand why he would go from telling me that and then completely like changing his mind in a matter of 2 days. And so that is just regarding me and my mom. In regards to my own personal thoughts and my own personal statements, and in fact, even my mom did say this, that neither one of us have ever said that Dawn or Candace were guilty. And as far as me, yes, I shared my story. Yes, I think he is a horrible parent. Yes, I don't think that he should have any more children, but I have no idea whether he or Candace had anything to do with Summer's disappearance. I wish he would just stop all the nonsense and stop all of this from continuing on. I wish he would stop talking about me and my mom and start actually worrying about Summer. My mom and I have not been the ones to continue all of this. Like I said, her and I did one interview each. I reached out to Chris after the panel on Tiffany's thing. I reached out to Chris personally myself on July 25th and spoke to him. And then I got him in touch with my mom because she asked me to. It was nothing more than that. And anyways, I just want Don to just stop. He's the one that continues to go on these panels and do these lives. And he just keeps talking about us both over and over and over. And we have said our piece and we left it at that. And he just continues to go on with it. And that's all that I really have.
You did good. I'm proud of you for speaking out for yourself and on behalf of all the things that are being said. You did a wonderful job with it. And I'll make sure that those links are available, the ones from way back, and then I'll put up the one with your mom and Chris and anything that will help, the people who have questions to be able to find the answers that they need to make it easier also. I think that'll help with, maybe a few things. So you did wonderful, Trish. You're very strong. Your mom, your Aunt Mary, and you've got a lot of support in the community. So you've done a wonderful job.
And my mom and I both appreciate all of the support and everything. And we completely understand, that other people have different opinions, and that's completely fine. Like, everyone is allowed their own opinions. And we completely, I support that in every way. Like, we're not trying to sway anyone. The only reason, like I said, that we did it was because the police did not take us seriously, and this was the only way to get it to them.
No, listen, never question, and you know what? Just ignore all of the naysayers when, I feel very strongly that it's an important piece of information that could mean something. So no matter what, you did the right thing. And so many people feel that way. And you're going to have people that feel differently, but you allow people to feel freely how they do. You don't, I can speak to the fact that you haven't been around, commenting about things. trying to push any kind of narrative. You've never done that, not that I've ever seen, nor has your mom. I've seen her in chats. I see you in less chats, but your mom is always present, sending a heart. She's not instigating. I don't see you instigating. And I think that the whole community could speak to that, because we're all here together and watching. So don't worry about a thing. I'm sorry that you feel like you need to make a statement, but it's a way of communication. So hopefully enough people will hear it. And I think that the things that you said were really important. So
Thank you.
You always have a platform to speak here, and as well as anybody, your mom, your Aunt Mary, you're always welcome here. You can come back again and again anytime you need to say anything, and you know that. So
yeah, I know, and that's why I reached out to you specifically, because I know that.
anything you need, we'll handle it, and we'll talk soon. Are you good? Do you have anything else that you want to say before we end it? We'll keep it short and sweet.
Yes. I think she did really well. She speaks, and I do think they've handled themselves really well without retaliating to Don like if they retaliated every time he's been negative and horrible about them. Did you all see the dick pic that called into shares? Like, no, I only watched the beginning of that live, Miss Justice, and switched it off because I couldn't handle it anymore. So I missed it. So some were saying it was Benny, and then some were saying it was Doug. So I don't know who it was. I know, Therese. I know. And you know, it was the day after the phone call when Mary rang Don to tell him about the charges. And then Chris McDonough put up his post about it's going to be a big day for Summer. Like it was a little bit cryptic, and that Jeannie had been to the police station that day. Then we had the retaliation phone call prank. Somewhere in between all of that is when Trish spoke to Donald on the phone. And what she was just saying then about he said he was going to keep off social media. That's when he had his little breakup with Cher. And then yesterday he was on with Benny again. What did you miss, Miss Justice? Miss AB's channel. I can't believe John came out. Yeah. It just has to stop. Like, you would think that Cher would have learned a lesson the first time, or was that just all a game because the prank was going to happen? You know, you can't defend a guy one day, and it's not only defending him that's aggravated me, it's the way she come for me, she come for Mystery Angels. Now she was on AB's case. She was again in this live just a few hours ago. She's going for AB. And all the drama she's causing with other creators, like I've got bugger all subs, so it wouldn't bother me anyway if she come back and went again. I don't care. That's not why I'm here. But it's all of when she's being defensive, of Donald, she's coming for the other creators, and we're all haters in her eyes, and we're the opposition, and she's making a divide. And then she jumped back over that fence, and she was, agreeing with the creators. Yeah, you guys were so right. I was stupid and I was gullible and da-di-da-di-da. This is the part of the whole situation I don't understand, because you can't, is she bipolar? Because I don't understand how your brain can go from defending and hating the other creators and everyone else involved to, yeah, sorry guys, I was so stupid. And then today we're back over that fence, and no doubt she's going to be, she went for AB again this morning. So, oh my God. And it's supposed to be about Summer, and that's why I get so bloody angry. I'm sorry, guys. It's supposed to be, I know it's not supposed to be happy because it is about Summer, and that's why we're on here and stuff. But God help me if that guy does not end up in one of them little compartments of the new Utah State Prison. Oh, now my battery's running slow. Yeah. And I'm not saying he did do exactly what has been said of what he's done to Summer, but I still, I know there's so much. I've got to plug this thing in. I won't be a second. This is crazy today, guys. I'm back again. Yeah, now I forgot what I was talking about. I sure did. That was my first live flash. Out here in these YouTube streets. Oh, it is. It's crazy. And as I've said years before, I used to watch all these channels, and I really wanted to start have my own voice and everything, but I said I couldn't deal with all the drama. I just turned it off minutes before that. Yeah. Are you talking about with the flashing? Hi, Susie. I didn't say hi, Ashley Marie, because we were watching that video, but hi there. Thanks for coming. Yeah, and there's so many channels to keep up to date with and to see if there's new information and stuff. I'm really loving Penny and Scott H. I think they're amazing. And they have the added bonus of knowing the local area so much. It's really, really good. Cher said tonight she knew who that weenie was. Really? I couldn't help myself and asked if she recognised it. Oh, I would have had a laugh at that too. That's pretty good. Yeah. I was watching a investigation show here in Australia last night. I don't know if you caught it, Therese, but it's on a cold case that happened here in New South Wales at Byron Bay. And it's years and years old now. But the forensic people have just uncovered new. I didn't know about this new Google. I always knew if your location services were on on your phone that you were being tracked everywhere you went. But I didn't know until last night that, so you know how we all use our apps, all these different apps. If you have given that app permission to track your location, whether in the settings you have the location services on or off, the apps that you allow to use that are still in progress. So even though you go into settings and you turn off location services, like that you don't want to be tracked, them other apps are still tracking. Did you guys know that? Because I thought that was really, really interesting. And Google have brought out new ways of tracking through your phone that have only come out in the last couple of months. And they can, whether your phone is on or off, don't ask me how this technology works, but it can find where you are to within 2 meters. I'll see if I can get it. We might play it tomorrow, just that section of it, because it was really, really interesting and they can explain it so much more than myself. Depending on which channels to watch. I know, Therese, it's... Hi, Patricia. Yeah, Chips. Oh, my God, poor Chip. I think she's amazing. I love watching her channel. And as I've said before, we all think we have problems, but you just have to stop and look around, guys, and see how many other people don't have what we have in our lives. And Chip has got so many obstacles in a way, but she's amazing. I just love her outlook and the way she keeps telling you every 10 minutes that she's got all these learning difficulties and stuff, but she can verbalize better than anyone I know. Don't you agree, guys? Like, she's just, and her analogies and stuff are spot on, and she's a storyteller. Like, she can get out exactly what she thinks and how it relates to other things. And that's where I get a little bit back to front, because I just go with emotion. I get all fired up, or I try not to use a lot of apps on my phone. I generally use the laptop for internet use. Yeah, well, as we know, because I whinge about it every time I come on, I'm stuck to this laptop inside and it's annoying me. So if you want to give it a thumbs up and a share so we can get some more subscribers to get to 1,000, so I can go outside, because it is such a beautiful day here today. It's really sunny. Yeah, I love Chip. And her dog, how gorgeous is that guardian dog? My God. It's one good looking puppy. Yeah, so I don't know. Did you guys watch Cher's backflip this morning or this afternoon when it was on? Because I was going to play a bit of it, just if you wanted to watch it or not. You did watch it, Miss Justice? Yeah, I can't wait. Like, I know it's coming. I predict, here's another little prediction. I predict there's going to be big controversy between Benny and the shares any day now. despite everything. Yeah, exactly, Therese. And she's so giving and loving and sharing. So, guys, yesterday I told a couple of people in Discord last night, I've decided I'm going to make her a quilt, but I'm not going to do all pretties and pinks and stuff. I think she'd be more like neutrals and navies and stuff like that. But I don't want to, she's going to think I'm a stalker or something. I thought, how do I message her to find out what her postal address is? Have we got any undercover agents who can get that info for me? She is unique. I don't agree with all her theories. No, as much as the way she voiced it with her live about the sex trafficking and all of that, I once I have something in my gut telling me something, I usually can't get past it. And I'm not a flip, like normally what I think at day dot, first hour, I don't usually shift. Like I'll sit and listen to everything, but I still believe there was an accident or there was fight over the candy or something like that, and she's fell and there's been some untoward incident that they just felt they had to cover up. I don't agree with that. Yeah, so that one where I don't know. I just can't see with 4 kids in the house that would happen downstairs with 3 boys running around, And like, I look at all the photos as we all do day in, day out, and they were really active with the kids. Like they did do lots of stuff with them. And yes, I agree that they were allegedly abusive parents and not the best, and there was substance and alcohol abuse involved and all the rest of it. I get all that, but my gut tells me they did try. If you didn't give 2 shits whatsoever, you wouldn't be taking them on day trips in the canoe and all these other places, and I don't, like, I love Chip, guys. I'm not picking on everything she was talking about, but Tennessee must be I don't know, because I'm not over there. I don't understand the temperatures and stuff, but Tennessee must be a really hot state, because there are lots of photos taken around water and stuff, but it looks to me like that's just, something they did with the kids a lot because it was hot and the climate. But in saying that, so the eldest boy's 13 and they're around water all the time in the hotter months, I still don't get why they weren't taught to swim, Chip doesn't have a PO box, but she could give you a way to contact her caretaker. Yeah, that's a good idea. She responds to her email usually, but it's all translated through a braille-like machine. Okay, I might try that. Like, I just want to tell her that I want to send her something, but not tell her what it is. I would like to be a surprise. Although I've just put this out, so it's not really going to be a surprise anyway, is it, guys? I don't know. Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, Josie. We need a few more subscribers so we can And it's not only so I can go outside and have a smoke, it's also to get that community tab, because I think it'd be really, really useful. Maybe say it is a homemade gift. Yeah, I could do that, Therese. Yeah, I don't understand that, Claire. I've never got my head around that, because we have really, really hot summers in Australia, and in every state it's hot, like really hot. And our life, like we've got a pool in the backyard and we go to other water places, and it's a big thing for us in summer. But our kids are taught to swim, like all our grandkids started at 4 months. With our 3 grown-up kids, they didn't start swimming lessons till they were 3. But we didn't have a backyard pool or anything back then either. So I just don't understand how they can not know. And especially, you know, the famous video of Candace's TikTok with Summer at the watering hole, horse pond, whatever it's called. That's dirty water. And we have a town lake where they do skiing and, you know, kids can swim. I'll take you out there when we get mobile and I'll show you, because it really is beautiful. But it's the same thing. It's like dam water, so it's brown water. And like, I am a bit of a stress head, so I would never, ever let my kids in unless they had floaties and stuff on so I could see them. So I would be terrified as a mum if Summer was in that dirty water and went under and I couldn't see her. I would lose it. She said she would love cards. Oh, did she? And letters to herself and guardian. Maybe I can do a, so what is he, a Malamute? Is that how you say it? If my voice goes again, I swear to God, I got to stop saying I swear to God. Is it a Malamute, guys? Maybe I could get some Malamute fabric. I want to see you live. Who are you going to see live? Here's Hillbilly Heart. Welcome, Liz. So good to see you again. I watched your video this morning of the cemetery, Liz. Oh, my God. That poor guy got a raw deal. You have to go over to Hillbilly Heart's channel. She posted yeah, I know. I'm on YouTube constantly. I'll tell you a funny story in a minute about what I've been doing, and my hubby will never see this, so he'll never know. But anyway, Liz put up a video this morning, and it's really, really cool. It's of, she cracked me up because it's of a cemetery which is behind where she went to school, and she tells all stories about the cemetery being near the school, and you just have to go and watch it because I can't explain it, but it's really interesting about what happened to this fella and why he was hanged, and the process of the hanging and the aftermath of the hanging. So obviously it's someone who's passed a long time ago, but she shows you the grave, and the cemetery itself is just beautiful. I don't know if Liz keeps up with all the daily drama, but this is not going to, this Summer Wells thing is not just going to be a movie. It's going to be like a 6-season, 10-episode a season scenario job, because it is beyond bizarre. Whose house do you want to see, Miss Justice? I've missed out on a bit. Oh, so the latest, Liz, is Don is now back with Voices Behind the Wall after they had their big bust up the other day. So he's back with them and all's well. And they're happy families again. And we just played a video where Trish, the daughter of Jeannie, has come on Tiffany Marie's live and explained why they come forward, why they felt it was important for Jeannie and Mary to come forward as survivors, and pleading for Donald to stop going on lives and ridiculing them and degrading them, basically, because he's still doing it as of yesterday. And it just makes you feel sick that he thinks there's still no problem in doing that. So, yeah, it's really sad for them. You want to see my place? Yeah, I can take you everywhere when we get 1,000 subs. You guys will be unsubscribing just so I've got to get more subscribers. Mr. Sher said he's not ready to speak to Don after the hoax. Really? Yeah, as I said, I only watched 2 or 3 minutes of it because isn't he what? Like, at least Mr. Sher's got some principles, maybe. I think Mrs. Sher is also digging Mr. Sher into a situation. Donald is digging himself a hole. Yes. Let him dig. It will prompt a judge to give a harsh sentence. Really? Well, I know if it was up to us. You want to see my place? It's nothing exciting, Miss Justice. The lounge room looks like a homeschooling centre right now. Yeah, it was a little lover spat. And I know, guys, I've watched a lot this morning, but the thing is, I don't actually sit and watch. So I have these little things, you know, like little earbuds. Okay, these are my granddaughters, but I've got the Samsung ones, and the whole thing sits right inside your earlobe. And with the hair down, no one even knows I've got it in. So hubby comes home for morning tea when he's working in town, okay? That's really funny. I don't turn YouTube off on my phone, but I still have the earbud in my ear and I'm still listening constantly, like all day long, 12 hours a day, however long, 16 hours a day. I never take it out. So there have been situations where I know I should have taken it out, but I haven't. And I'm not going to say what that is. But do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if anyone else has done that. If you know where I'm coming from. The judge would look. No, well, what judge? Could you imagine trying to get a defense attorney now? Liz, what do you think about his chances of getting a reputable defense attorney after looking through all of this? Because I wouldn't go near him with a 10-foot pole. She has codependent issues or just attracted to drama. I don't know, Patricia. I just think it's like a domestic situation now where she doesn't want him, but she doesn't want anyone else to have him either. You know, like, no, yeah, that's just the way it come across to me this morning. Like, yeah, she's not going to let another YouTuber get her hands on her money ticket. Laughing out loud, our defence attorneys suck around here, but I would say they will attempt to get assigned a public defender. Okay. I also think they'll try and they would try, like if it does come to that they're proven guilty in some way, they'd try to get it moved the hell away from Hawkins County as well, probably. I also listen with earbuds most of the day. Yeah, I just have them in. Like I go to the grocery store. I go everywhere and just leave my earbuds in. Even while I'm homeschooling, the girls will say, "Oh, Nan, what's this mean?" I'm like, "What? What are we doing?" And then I have to pretend like I'm totally into it. I don't think she went willingly. Oh my God, don't even get me started on that again. This is the thing. This is the thing I don't understand. She went to the police on Saturday night with all this information, incriminating Donald and Candace. And today we're besties again. How does that work, guys? No way anyone who defends them is questionable and would be there for the 50. Yeah, probably. It's, yeah. Defense attorneys don't care about evidence. They care about pulling ours. So, yeah, that's true too, I guess. I don't look at things like the money side of things, but I probably should. Or change of venue. You don't think that would happen? I only saw that once due to a judge being over drug court and having the inmate in drug court. Okay. Look at narcissistic and histrionic diagnosis. I'm going to write that down, Liz. And I'll tell you what I did do, Liz, after our session yesterday. I went and did some research on the virtual therapy you're talking about in Montreal, and it blew my mind. Narcissistic. God, that's a hard word to spell. I won a spelling competition at school. I'm right up there with spelling, but narcissistic is a hard word. Histrionic diagnoses. And with the true crime thing, like I've always, even as a 12, 13-year-old, always drawn to not so much the act of the crime as in what has been done to somebody, but the psychology behind it. And I think I've missed the boat now, but I would have loved to gone into forensic psychology or something like that, because it's not only how were they mentally to get to a point where they've done what they've done, whether it is a snap or whether it's premeditated and planned out, and all, even all of that interests me. But it's, like you watch the news of a night and someone shot someone or whatever, and it's that thought of being in a cell and not being able to just walk out and get a can of Coke out of the fridge or go for a walk around the block, like that side of thing. I couldn't imagine having to live in a prison. So how the brain gets to the point where it does commit the crime and then, yeah, living in a prison for the rest of your life, that just, the sociopath will hurt you in a bar, right? The psychopath will create a plan to harm you alone where you can enjoy it, where he can enjoy it, not that you would enjoy it. Wow. That's interesting. See, I love all that sort of stuff. I just don't think you're so clever, Liz. Bar fight. I knew what you meant. We have to have you back up soon. Have you been working on the question, Liz, about the Utah charges and stuff? Because I keep going over to check your channel to see if you've had a think about it. Okay, Nick. Hi, Nick. I just don't think the shares realise. Oh, sorry, my throat's going to go again. I just don't think the shares realise that DW has played them hook, line and sinker by getting them to talk to him again. He has literally just killed any credibility share had and was using against. Yes. Honestly, I think wow, I don't know, I can't even put it into words. I didn't have any credibility for Don since that first interview with the resurrection and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's hard to see now who's playing who because it is like chess. They both have a narrative and they're both up to something, I feel. And like I've said this for weeks now, there is more going on with Cher than meets the eye. For any of you guys that are here all the time, can you not remember me saying, I have a gut feeling there is more going on with this woman? It's not, like I know it's the majority of what's going on is just for YouTube and just for her views and all the rest of it. But I still feel there's something else happening. Oh my God. I wondered why people weren't commenting and realized I had it on top chat. Oh, do you know, it was only 2 weeks ago I worked out there was top chat and live chat. I had no clue. Someone said, I'll click on live chat. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And yeah, you got to click on them little things. But you guys know I'm still learning. Hi, Renee. DW should be charged in the Utah and to start to break him down because we'll throw it. Yeah. Oh. This is my thing that I'm confused about with Utah. So if they extradite him, do they extradite him back to Utah to face the interrogations and charges, whatever that involves in Utah? Does he then get bail and go back to Tennessee? Or are Tennessee going to hopefully come up with some charges of their own and he stays in Tennessee? No. But Utah won't, Les? They won't extradite him back just to interrogate him? Both manipulating with each side. You know what, guys? There's one thing I haven't thought of. But now that Don and Cher are back together, you know who is going to be totally off their tree again, don't you? Candace is not going to be happy again. No bail. No bail based on how many women come forward. He will remain in custody and Tennessee will keep a claim on him. He won't be released. He will remain in. Oh, cool. In Tennessee for the Utah stuff. Oh, really? Charges in Utah. He won't be able to leave Utah. It's also involved, isn't it? Utah. Here is the evidence. Okay. Do you mean where is the evidence, boohoo? I'm sure the authorities. Kids were taken from scuba divers. Alrighty. Even if extradited, he will be forced to be extradited back. Okay, that makes sense. Utah is very tough and there is no statute of... Yeah, I know. That's really good though, isn't it? Yeah, I believe they all have the info and it's just a matter of putting it all in where it's got to be and have it come hitting down real hard and fast. Let's hope. The judge in Utah will determine if he stays for trial and to serve, then he will go back to Tennessee. Yeah. Because I don't know time frame wise, but it's got to be coming any day now. Like, I know it takes time and it feels like we all have so much time waiting for this. Like every day, I'm not joking, as soon as I wake up, I'm on that phone straight away to see if anything's happened while I've been asleep. It falls to who arrests first. Yeah, and has him in custody. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Thanks, Liz. It all shows in the TikTok video, boohoo. Okay, another thing, this red barrel, is that what you're talking about with the for sale written on it? Okay, you took the TikToks, okay. And went backwards. Where'd you go backwards from? This will be good. Oh, look, they just amaze me, some of these trolls. I just think they're so funny. But listen here, boo. I can be just as funny. So if you want to go there, go there. You will see it. Yeah, of course we will. Yeah, I don't think Candace is going to be real impressed that Donnie's back with Cher again, because that's when all this shit went down last week, was when Donnie was on the phone to Cher and Candace chucked a tantrum in the background, and now we have the big prank call. So if Donnie's back on the phone with Cher, Candace is going to be losing it again. Never thought of that one until just now. Tennessee would have jurisdiction. There are charges brought against him. I just don't see what he thinks. Okay, I wasn't watching. I was listening to Judy run this morning. And he was at a really pretty place too, guys. It was this pond area. You have to have a look if you haven't had a look. And there were ducks and it was all beautiful. Oh, God, now I forgot what I was going to say. And the carnival TikTok shows the kids being SA really cut by the workers of fair. You must have been looking at a different TikTok because I didn't see any SA. Boo. Yeah, I do too, Liz. I really do. Because, and not just him either, because I think they're, you know, we keep zoning in on just him. But I think he's the cleanup guy, and I think it happened on Candace's watch. He is notorious to let them serve one sentence and then take them to answer for another, making a consecutive sentence and not concurrent. Ah, I see. See, it's all this sort of stuff that I find so helpful. Thank you, Liz. Yes, you did, Patricia. The first one goes for about 12 and a half minutes, I think. And the second one goes for 39, 40 minutes. And you know what, when I was listening to the second one, do you know every time she said she had goosebumps on her legs or she had chills, I did as well. And I don't think I'm psychic or anything, but it was just weird. Here's just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, I just can't go with the, I don't know why. I just can't go with the trafficking side of things. I just think they're too stupid. And surely there would be more of a money trail and a bit better of a house, and, you know, because I don't know. You heard that about the chills? Yeah, it was just, I'm not saying I'm psychic or gifted or anything, but when I was listening to it, every time she said, oh, I just got chills, then I got chills on my legs. It was just the most bizarre sensation. So much drama could be created by me either, Therese. I thought the Oren and Orson West case was dramatic. Honest to God. But in saying that, it was all creator drama. It wasn't anything to do. No, I won't say that either. It was mostly creator drama, but there was only and has only ever been one interview with the parents. And yeah, it was insane with the Daily. Like, I don't know if you guys followed Oren and Orson West's case, but the neighbours to where the two little boys lived got into a beef with Doug from No Thanks. This is one of Doug's situations that he went through in this case. And they went and plastered. Oh, I should not laugh, but honestly, it was bloody funny. And Doug would still have the video up. And I'm pretty sure Steve Watchman, AV Watchman, still has the video up. So because No Thanks and the neighbour are in this, you know, virtual war, the neighbour prints off all these posters saying, Dougie, where are the boys? Give the boys back, Doug, and all this sort of stuff. And he goes and plasters them all over the house next door. But the parents had left and they'd gone elsewhere, so they weren't there anymore. The house was empty. So they've plastered all these posters all over the front of the house. Then they've set Doug up so Doug thinks he's going to that house to meet up with someone with information regarding the boys. And when Doug gets there, he sees all the posters up all over the front of the house. And of course, he loses his shit and he's yelling, screaming. And that's sort of all the drama that was daily happening on the West Coast. And to this day, 8 months later, I think it's going nearly 9 months later, nothing has happened. I've heard that too, Liz. How long is my hair? This long. You can tell we're in lockdown. It needs, I told you, look at all the grey. I need colour and trim because it doesn't matter what I do. It annoys me. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Yeah, it was off topic, but thank you very much. That's so sweet. I'm going to write that down too because I've heard that as well before. And that'll give me some research to do tonight. Hello, Angela. I got block and report. Block was only for me, so I reported them. Who blocked you, Angela? Oh, thank you, guys. But yeah, hi, Nick. Yes, I am in New South Wales, in lockdown. We find out tomorrow if we're coming out of lockdown on the weekend. But I don't like our chances. But I'm over this homeschooling, guys. Angela, yeah, I reported. Who did you? Yeah, okay. Perth. I want to go to Perth one day too. You guys have dodged major COVID bullets over there. Oh, that would be so great. Yeah, welcome, Nick. I haven't seen you in here before. Yeah, I've seen that. Judy Ron was saying this morning that I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but you know the regular guys that he has on all the time on his panels? Well, nearly every one of them have got COVID now. And one of their daughters as well has got it. We had a big scare a couple of weeks ago where we had we only have 7,000 people in our town, so it's not a very big town, but we had location sites where people had been and contact tracing and all that stuff. So, and then we showed up positives in our sewage testing. So that was pretty scary, but they tested it again the following week. It was still positive. Then they tested this week and it was negative. So we're hoping it's all good now. Who's unvaccinated? I've had my first vaccination. I have the next one on the 18th. And I've heard you can get quite unwell after the second one. So I really hope that doesn't happen. Is that true, Liz? Because our government are telling us once we have our second vaccination that everything will be opening back up and everything will be fine and we can travel and we can do, you know, we're going to have all this freedom. Israel is seeing almost all vaccinated people quite ill. Oh my God. Really? No. Like, I never thought it was going to be something that would eradicate it 100%, but wow, I didn't know that. It's supposed to stop you going, like if you do get it, that you won't end up on a ventilator. Is that correct? Oh, really, Susie? Equisearch as well. Jeez. Yeah, this Delta one is just insane over here, guys. And I think that's what's ripping through the US, isn't it, is Delta. But then I heard Chasing Truth say something about this other new one, 6 something or other, and it's supposed to be another strain that's worse. So I don't know. Have the US. Have to get a new mouse. Someone was stating a fact. Vaccinated people are in the hospital very ill. Oh, dear Lord. I said it again. I had first in January, second in February, and April. Wow, Denise, you've been through the ringer. Wow. Oh, I hope you're feeling better. Now we have a cat coming to. Silly that people think I'm lying. You can watch the CDs issuing reports. Okay. I'll have to look into that too. Delta and Mu. I don't know who's lying. 2 new ones have been noted. No one blocked Angela. She blocked them. Yeah. We won't even talk about blocking. You know, remember what I did to Loretta? Oh, I felt so bad. I tried to block a troll and clicked on Loretta and blocked Loretta, and apparently Loretta could still hear me saying, oh my God, poor Loretta. I didn't mean that. Can someone tell Loretta? She could still hear everything. It just meant that she couldn't chat, but I didn't know that. And yeah, she was messaging me afterwards saying, girl, I could hear you were stressing out. It's all good. Could we refrain from, yeah, that's a good idea, Miss Justice. I just thought I'd come on and let you guys know I was still alive. Okay, you'll find out eventually. Yeah, okay. I agree with Miss Justice. We'll change the subject. So, Judy, Ron, and co all think all the tech is back. That all the telephone electronic stuff is back, and that they should have all that. And one thing I did pick up on, this is going back to the tech stuff, is Cher said on Natasha Cooper's channel that both Don and Candace both had 2 phones each. And I thought that was interesting as well. And I was wondering whether TBI have both phones. Because I have screenshots somewhere from day dot, just after, I think it was the 2nd week after Summer went missing. And in one of the Facebook groups, someone put up photos of Candace and Grandis at AT&T buying new phones. So I find, but Don says that they will give them back their phone straight away afterwards. So this is how we build socks. Yeah. I hope we move closer to justice for summer this week. Oh, so okay, it's Monday there. Guys, who predicts that something productive from law enforcement might happen this week? Burner phones not traceable. Yeah. So are they not traceable if they know what phone number it is? Can they still not track it? How we build maps of understanding. So what they can do with, from the show I watched last night, this isn't the new technology, but say there's a point of interest, and they know your phone data tracked you to that point. They can also track what other phones are in that location at a certain time. So they can prove who was around that area while you were in that area at that time. And did you know that was the other Google thing that I picked up from last night? This other new technology, apparently, so if Nick come into my house right now, okay, even though I don't have his number, he doesn't have my number, our phones still do an electronic handshake. Did you know that? Because I didn't. And I thought that was the creepiest bloody thing on earth. But if law enforcement want information on who your phone has interacted with, it's in your phone now that Google can track who your phone has been around other phones virtually. And I thought that was insane. They have to get subpoenas for each individual phone, so it can take a while to get info, at least in the States. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that I nearly fell off the chair when they were explaining that situation with the phone handshakes, that this happens every time you're around someone else who obviously has a phone. Yeah, and I was telling hubby about this last night, about the Barry Morphew case and the technology that's come out of his vehicle. So I don't know if you guys have followed the Barry Morphew, Suzanne Morphew case, but the technology from his vehicle has picked up when the car stopped, when whatever doors were opened, how long the car was stopped for, and it goes on and on with all these garbage dumps that he stopped and put rubbish in different bins all over the city. So I was explaining it to hubby and saying, did you know modern vehicles these days do this? And he just thought I was making it up and having a go at him, but it really does happen now. What if they turned their phones off when they were going somewhere? Well, I think, I don't know, but I will look into this. And maybe Liz knows more, but even if it's off, I think it's still picked up by towers. Liz, going where it is, I'm not sure. It says each vehicle has to have a face scanner, like, oh my God, and pay a tax for each mile driven. Crazy power mongers, yeah. it still pings towers. Yeah, that's what I thought too, whether your phone's on or off. Satellite info is monitored, but you need subpoenas supposedly. But everything you do is monitored. Yeah, it is. And you know what else I find really, really creepy, guys? I don't know if it happens to you, but say you're sitting having coffee with a girlfriend and you start talking about leather cowboy boots. I swear to God, the next time I pick up my phone and just flick through Facebook, I've got 50 ads for leather cowboy boots. So I think my phone can hear everything I'm saying. I sure hope so, but don't think we can guess. Yeah. Yes, that was eye-opening for me, and I thought now that detailed information on the car doors opening, shutting should scare the crap out of I know, Pippi, I was thinking that too, especially if he had the Subaru, because it's got a smart link or something, doesn't it? So it'd have all that information. And you know, of all the photos we've seen of the Subaru and the other like broken down cars on their hill, we've never seen a proper good photo of his work ute, because there's a white ute that's always there that's just parked to the side there, but I've never seen proper photos of his work ute. I still don't understand, and I'll never, until everything is resolved, I want to know how, if he was on that video called Candace all the way home, but then he states, when I didn't hear back from Candace, I want to know what all that means. And I also want to know why he then states, after he says when he doesn't hear back from Candace, I want to know why he didn't go to the house. What made him go to that little shack down off Beach Creek Road? Because that whole paragraph there does not make sense. So he said Candace rang him. He told her to ring 911. He hung up and rang 911 as well, or we know he did because we've heard that 911 dispatcher call to law enforcement, okay? So then he says he video chatted, FaceTimed Candace all the way home, but there's no service all the way home. So then if he's video chatting, how does he not hear back from her? And then goes to that little shed. Why would that just... My hubby thinks I'm nuts. I flip them off and always talk into the phone to stop stalking. I've called them every name in the book. Oh, I know, Nick. He is a walking contradiction. It's just, yeah, as I said, it's going to be a 6-series, 10-part mini-series, this one. But let's hope that justice comes at the end of it for Summer. I agree that bit about the phone waiting for her to call back, or was it Facebook messaging? No, he said he talked to her all the way home on video chat, which would be Facebook video, I'm presuming. But then in the next breath, he said he didn't hear back from Candace. So, and Cher said that was right because he has 2 phones. Do I think Summer's alive? You personally believe she is, and more people are saying that. I don't think she is alive. I have the wishful heart that she's alive, but I don't think she is. But more and more people are starting to believe that she's alive and that other people have her for money. Due to the hills. Yeah, well, he says it in other interviews, Liz, that there's that the service is really bad. And with these live interviews he's been doing with Cher, he's actually been driving to his church because the service is better there. And he wanders around like a stalker out in the dark while he's on these lives around this church. But then in the next breath, he's video chatted all the way home. So, and there's 2 parts. I know we're jumping around here, but I'm just chatting with you guys. There's 2 parts in Chris McDonough's interview with Candace when they're outside. And he asks her, the first one is he asks her about the pillow. Can you all do me a favor before tomorrow and go back and watch it? Or we can replay it tomorrow, just that little chunk, not the whole thing. Go back and watch her face when he mentions the pillow, okay? Write it down so you don't forget. And the second bit is nearly straight after that question when he asks her about H. She has the same, I've got a relative that has the same bullshit expressions when they're caught out in a lie. I'm not joking you. And I swear to God, Candace is her clone in them 2, after them 2 questions. It's like she's trying to look dumbfounded, like, what did you just ask me? But it's fake and there's something to it. There is just something going on where she's trying to look surprised yet shocked, like she has no clue what's being asked of her, but she's fully not there. She knows exactly what's going on, but she's trying to look like, are you crazy? Like she says that to Chris, are you crazy? And it's the look on her face, guys. It's not what she says, it's the look on her face. You have to go and have a look. Oh my God, the body language. Liz, I don't know if you follow the body language guys on YouTube. Do you watch them? There's about 3 of them, the body language panel guys. Like I used to watch all their stuff and I thought they were fabulous, but they did an analysis of Don and Candace with their very first together media interview with Ainsley Daniels. And they analysed that whole interview. And Scott Rouse, I don't know, is he on that panel? I'll tag you in one of the ones I'm talking about. I don't know if Scott Rouse is on this panel or not. He's near you. Okay. Anyway, the panel guys I'm thinking about might be a different panel. Behaviour panel. Yeah, that's them. And they seem to think that Donald and Candace were were telling the truth a lot of the time. And I was like, dude, no. The look she gave Chris was weird for sure. Absolutely, Debbie. It was like, yeah, I can't even explain it, but I know she's full of shit on them 2 questions just by the look that she tries to portray that is false. He's on the PO. So Scott Rouse is on there. Okay. Because I can't remember their names that are on there, but yeah, they do lots of different people. Is Scott Rouse, does he sometimes go on with Judy Ron or Police Off the Cuff as well? Because his name's really familiar to me. Pat Brown is good too. You guys are just so clever. Now I'm going to have so much more to watch and to research tonight. I didn't see Deception. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about then, Liz. They didn't think there was much deception in either of them, except for the part where she talks about the boys and she got upset for the boys. They said that they thought there was something around that part of the interview where they thought there was deception. Yeah, Peter Hyatt's good too. I seen him on something the other day by himself. No deception was noted. Hard to believe they are very shifty. Oh, shifty that is an understatement. Talking about oh really? Like a little devil. Yeah, I think that's going to be like technology. They say these days, and I don't know the statistics, and maybe I should look it up and be more, but I don't know what I'm going to talk about half the time till we're in here and different things come up. But you guys, you think of technology now and how many cases are signed, sealed and delivered just because of technology. And I don't think these guys are educated enough to understand, like, I know they're street smart and all the rest of it, but let's hope that they're not tech savvy enough to know what can be proven through technology, if that makes sense. Yeah. And this phone thing with handshakes with other phones, and I'm actually going to research that tonight too. And then tomorrow I will have some facts. Just so we don't get any haters saying Sharon gets on here talking shit and she has no facts. What was I going to write down? Oh, the telephone handshake. See, I told you, I'm just telephone handshakes. I will forget within 2 minutes. And Miss Justice, as soon as we get to go mobile, I'll give you a tour of the house. Yeah, it is Claire. Sorry, we're just trying to get, it's plugged into the other laptop. Because we're homeschooling, we have more devices in this house than humans. Tech is gonna, Pippi, I didn't believe one single word C said about walking S to the porch, planting flowers, mixing her mother's knee brace. No, me either. Yep, 100% agree, Pippi. Nah, see, this is why I don't make a plan of what we're going to talk about, because this right here, this is what I'm talking about. For a start, I don't know who we have in here that has Androids, and I don't know whether Candace's phone is Android or iPhone. But H said in his interview with Chris that he went through Candace's phone, remember? When it was out in the car. And he went to the Google trash. He went to Google and found the deleted messages that Candace had sent. Now, I can tell you fact. It's not just I think. It's fact that if I delete a text message, it doesn't go to my trash in the gallery like H tried to say, because I've done it and I've tried to find it in the gallery and then in the trash, and it isn't in there. I have no doubt it's still in there, but it's not in there. And is that active? Come on now. Well, they tried to say, Nick, that Grandis has the bung knee, and that's why Candace took her to the hospital that morning to get it checked out. And no doubt some really good painkillers. Yeah, I do too. I don't think he had anything to do with it at all. And I think, like, can you imagine? Ali doesn't look like she's had the best, I don't even know how to say it without it coming across horrible, but to have all this attention for both of them is probably a really big deal for them, you know? They've probably never had a lot of attention in life, and yeah, whether they're deliberately lying on purpose, whether they're covering up or whatever, I have no clue. But yeah, I think they contradict themselves in things that they've said. And I'm glad that they're quiet now, you know, because they need to just get on with things. To always listen to others and take the info and put it in your back pocket. Don't discredit people. All info is power. I know. Deleted messages go to trash. Yeah, if it's in your email, it'll go to your email trash, but not if it's a text message. Yeah. But they don't go to a text message as in you're sending it to your mobile phone number, not to a Google email or anything like that. It will come back in search mode, 100%. It isn't sitting in a Google trash bin somewhere. And not from your gallery in your phone gallery. If it's a Google gallery, it will go to Google trash. When I lived in East Bay, I listened. I loved Court TV throughout the day. Now it is YouTube. It's so bizarre how that's happened, because I've gone through, so 3 years ago, I was right into phone podcasts where you just have a podcast on your phone, and I still listen to, okay, I'll give them a plug, not that they'll probably ever hear this, but Sword and Scale guys. I listen through Podcast Addict. He's quite controversial though, but his podcast is amazing. He has an episode every week. Mike Boudet, that's who does Sword and Scale. And I listen to Case File with the anonymous host. He does an episode every week. and I have like 50 of them on my phone. So I used to just listen to them constantly all the time. I just had podcasts going 24/7 when I wasn't watching the Crime Network on, we call it Foxtel over here in Australia. I'm not sure. Cable in America. Good night, Claire. Oh, wow, 5 a.m. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, then I went to Court TV before all this COVID stuff. Ezra McCandless, the cheerleader girl with the baby. Oh my God. There were so many cases that year that just blew my mind. I think I'd get striked if I tried to play you some of Ezra McCandless's. I'll see if I can find some that aren't on actual court TV and we can watch because, insane. And now, since COVID has hit and there's not as many live court cases, I stumbled, and I mean literally stumbled across the YouTube community and how this all works. And I must say, I'm totally and utterly addicted. And I feel like I've just got to know so many people, and you recognize so many people, and we channel hop, and if someone calls you out, you're like so excited because you recognize them, and yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, guys, I know I'm starting to ramble, but I don't feel as cranky as I did when I first come on. But no doubt in the next 24 hours, there'll be another lot of drama. I agree, Pippi. She does more than she lets on. Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to make out that they're really big in this cocaine thing. And I wouldn't know because I've never had meth. I've never had cocaine. And I think I smoked marijuana 3 times in my whole life and I didn't like it any time. So I've never been a big drinker. So I did hear Don say that when he drinks, he likes to have the cocaine to go with it. So I don't know why, but I always attribute cocaine to the city, like the big cities, not like a rural. To me, I sort of perceive the rural areas to be more meth. And that's probably just because of what I've seen on TV and stuff. Little Stella. See, and the little, I don't know if you guys do this, but you see the little, like Teresa's got her little sunflower, Stella's got her little picture, and you get to know these little icons, and Josie has her little picture there, and you get to know these little icons in your head, and you can be in a chat with 1,000 people flying by and you see your little icon of your people. I call you my people. I know you guys mod for other creators, and it's so cool the way everyone tries to help each other in YouTube, and well, the nice people do. We know the ones to steer clear of. Meth users have rotted teeth. Yeah, they do. Wouldn't that be strung out and thinner? Well, I shouldn't laugh. And I'm not trying to be degrading or anything, but the day, remember when Unmasked had Ali on live, that very first interview, and Ali's like hunched over the phone like this, and she goes, "Be real, do I look like I'm on meth?" I honestly, I was having a drink of Coke at the time, and I nearly spat it clean across the room. Yeah. Yeah, well, I know the people that I know that have been on, we call it ice in Australia, that are ice users. They're like skeletons. Yeah, and their face has lots of sores and stuff, and they're like a greyish colour. Overweight, she was overweight. Wow. She also had the sores. Yeah. Some of them you can pick from a mile away, can't you? So does Coke not have them sort of side effects? Not that they're side effects, but you can't tell as much on Coke. Meth's more damaging, maybe. Like you can physically see that it's worse. Hold down professional business. Yeah. I know, they say that, Nick. They'll say, like with the ice epidemic in some areas in New South Wales, that you would be surprised who is on this stuff and the positions they're in and, you know, the image they give out. And, yeah, professionals like lawyers and doctors and all this sort of stuff, and they're addicts and you would never know. No, as I said, Josie, I've only had marijuana 3 times and it just made me paranoid. And another time I couldn't stop laughing for like 4 days. And I don't know, I just didn't, I suppose some people enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it. Like it wasn't a fun time for me. Yeah. But I know there's a rumour going around that Candace is pregnant, but seriously, would she be? Stupid question though. Do you think she would have been that off her face last week making that phone call to Mary and pregnant? But that's like yeah, you wouldn't know. I don't know if she drank through or used with her other pregnancies. So $1,000 a day. Holy moly. That is insane. Do you have to have sex to get pregnant? Miss Justice, you're a cheeky little one. Renee, you're allergic. Yeah. I bet it can be a fatal combination. Well, it might be. I have heard that rumour of her being pregnant. Yeah, I've heard it a couple of times now, but hopefully it's not true, especially if she was shit-faced last week and high at the same time when they did them phone calls. And what do you think of this PI company and their phone calls? It sounds like they're totally babysitting them, doesn't it? And there you go again. You know, they've got, J for Justice had that screen up of the phone call, and they were saying what they thought about Cher's interference as well. I thought that was really interesting. So I'd like to know what they think now that Cher and Donnie are mates again. That'll be really interesting. I also heard that Robin is pregnant, is in Hawaii, needed a break. You would need a break. She seems like such a lovely girl though, doesn't she, Robin? No, Miss Justice, my thing has always been, since I was old enough to have my first baby, and I could never understand how they let, you have to have a license to catch a fish. Well, in Australia you do. You have to have a license to own a dog, but they let any bastard have a baby and think they're a parent. And to me, it's not okay. I think everyone should have to do psychology exams and be assessed before they're allowed to raise a child. Because anyone can give birth, doesn't mean you're a parent. It's definitely not a PI company. They supposedly give hope to victims. That's scary since they mock their clients. I know. Oh, the whole, yeah, how reputable do they have to be working with them for a start? My ex-neighbour's kids disowned her. She was 64 and passed away. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's so many sad stories. Anyway, guys, I better go. Hubby's home. I'll get him some afternoon tea. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. And I'm going to do research tonight, so I have some facts tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. And if you could like, share, and subscribe so we can get them subs up, would be fabulous. And thank you, mods. We've had another good stint today. Bye.